What's up, everybody? My name is Ron Amos, and welcome back to Less Pressure Podcast. We're at episode 3. We're still going strong, still doing our thing. Today is a good day so far. I can feel it. I woke up this morning around 7:30, and then I got up, showered, did a quick meditation, ate some breakfast. For breakfast, I ate cereal. I don't want to say I ate a real breakfast, but I ate cereal. I typically tend to eat cereal. Like these last couple weeks, I've been eating a lot of cereal. Probably not the most healthiest option when it comes to a balanced breakfast, but I've been enjoying my cereal. I've been eating the Captain Crunch berries, the blue, like the blue and the red, and they're like the Captain Crunch, but they have like just like the circle balls instead of like all the other little nuggets in there. So yeah, and then I got up, did some meditation, ate cereal. Now I'm here filming the podcast. And then when I finish doing this podcast, I gotta go run and get my hair cut at the barber shop. And then after the barber shop, I gotta come home, get my clothes back together, and then I'm gonna be going to a video shoot until maybe 9 o'clock tonight. So I got a busy day ahead of me. So I'm just really trying to knock out all of my stuff that I've got going on. Now I'm kind of busy, but I'm very grateful at the same time that I have things to keep me moving and keep me going. So that's always great. Now I want to kind of like just jump around today. Today is not really a specific episode. It's not very heavy on one thing. Just want to free flow with you guys. I just want to free flow and just talk and just, say whatever's on my mind. But I do want to talk about this AI picture situation that's going on Instagram. How everyone right now is kind of using these AI pictures. Now, what it is, if you're not familiar with it or if you're not on Instagram, basically there's this app and it's called Lensa, and you upload like 10 pictures and it turns your face into like almost like a cartoon, but it's like a high quality like animated cartoon, very quality pictures and things like that. It looks really, really cool. And I did go to download the app. Give me 1 second. I did go to download the app, but it's not free. That's the part that got me. It's not free. So they wanted me to pay like $12 to turn myself into a cartoon. And I'm a cheap guy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a cheap guy. I'm not like, just throwing around money. And it's not that I'm like, I didn't have the $11. Like, yeah, I definitely had the $11, but am I giving it away to an app? Not at this moment. Not doing that. But if you got it like that, go crazy. Ball out. But yeah, so pretty much everyone right now, or for at least for the last couple of days, have been like paying for this app that turns you into a cartoon and uploading their pictures onto Instagram. Now, these pictures are very, very high quality. But I saw something that came out maybe a couple of days ago that said like the app is stealing from artists or something like that. Like it's taking already generated like images from other artists and then just replicating them and giving them to you and morphing your face into these pictures, which I don't know if it's true or not, but that's just something that I kind of read online. And then I also saw some stuff about like they were stealing data or stealing your data from your phone by using the app. And I find that to be just very interesting because it's always something like that, when we get these apps that come out and it has anything to do with like taking a picture. Now, there was an app a little while ago, a couple years ago, that had the same situation. I can't remember what app it was, but I know that it has something to do with like you uploading pictures. And so I don't want to say like don't trust these apps and stuff like that, but it's always interesting when we, look at what the bigger picture is when it comes to these apps and how they're using your data to pretty much advertised. I think that they were saying that the data that they use is pretty much being sold to companies so that they're better able to target ads towards you and things like that. And I hate targeted ads because it always makes me feel like I'm being watched or invaded, or it just feels kind of creepy to me. So whenever I can, I always try to turn those ad settings off on either my phone or like the settings of whatever app that I'm using. I try to turn those targeted ads off because it just doesn't make me feel comfortable. It makes me feel like, like I feel like I'm being watched or something like that. I feel like you shouldn't like know me like that to be just like, oh, you like skateboards? Here, buy a skateboard. You know, it's kind of weird. So, yeah, just be careful with those apps and things like that, and just know that these companies are weird. They're definitely sneaky. They're very snaky. And, you know, it's all about the money for them. So just be careful with your data. Also, in other news, this came out last Saturday. Keke Palmer is pregnant. That's crazy. Keke Palmer is like, I feel like Keke Palmer is my cousin. You know, I've always felt like this kindred spirit type of energy from Keke Palmer. Although I've never met her. Never met Keke Palmer ever. But just the energy that she gives off is just super like just welcoming, comforting, and all those things. Maybe because she's a Virgo. I don't know. But I'm happy for her. That's crazy because I grew up watching Keke Palmer. When I was a little kid, I remember when she had that little part in Barbershop 2, and she kind of like, it was her and Queen Latifah, and pretty much, I think Cedric the Entertainer gave her a burnt hamburger or something like that, and then she was like, I don't want this burnt. And then he was like, nah, you gonna eat this hamburger or something like that. And then she was like, I'm gonna tell my auntie. And then Queen Latifah came out and they got into like a little scuffle or whatever. But that's when I was like, that was the first time I'd ever seen Keke Palmer. And then after that, she did Akilah and the Bee, I think it was. Or maybe it was that Tyler Perry movie. It was one of those, but I know it was around the same time. But I do remember my school taking me to see Akilah and the Bee when I was in like 4th grade. So as you can see, like most of my life, I've kind of been aware of Keke Palmer. And so now that she's pregnant and having a kid, it's almost like a family member's having a baby. So if you were wondering, yes, I'm going to be at the baby shower and I'm going to be front and center. So just in case you didn't know, I'm gonna be at Keke Palmer's baby shower. That's my cousin, you know, and that's family. Family always come out for family. So just know I'll be there. Yeah. All right, moving on. Also, I know a lot of people are big fans of SZA and her music, and she's dropping something tomorrow, actually. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, and she's dropping her new album, SOS, on tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, I think it's tomorrow that she's dropping the album. So by the time that this episode comes out, the music will already be here. And I'm very, like, nervous, to be honest with you, because Control was such a high, like, rated album. Like, anything that comes after that has to be just as good. But the thing is, we know SZA and she delivers every single time. So there's no real reason to be nervous, but it's just always that possibility of like, is it going to be just as good? Even though we know it is, like, it's always like a little small chance that you're like, I just want it to hold up. So, and that's the other thing that makes artists very like, you know, it makes a lot of work for them when they're creating, because it's like, am I going to stack up to what I did the last time, you know? And so when it comes to her, honestly, I don't care if it's good or bad. I'm going to still listen to it because her voice is dope. She could literally just mumble and I'd be here for it because I love her voice. And I was reading something, or maybe, no, I saw this on TikTok where it said that she had a very, very bad record deal. And I don't think it was a money situation. I think that it was more so along the lines of the record label is controlling her music release. So something along the lines I saw where it was saying that, and this could all be false, so don't quote me on this, but this could all be false. But it was saying that the record label was postponing her album so long because of how popular she is. And she almost has like this Frank Ocean like fan base where it's like she's so popular it doesn't matter when she drops, she's gonna have fans regardless. So I guess what the tactic is to postpone the album to build the anticipation for it, because the album was supposed to drop, I think, last year. And so what I think that they did is they kept it so that the anticipation could build, and then they dropped Control Deluxe earlier this year. Control came out 5 years ago, I think, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So the fact that they just dropped a deluxe album from an album that came out 5 years ago, that's a little strange. And it's crazy because it was still well received. Like, people still enjoyed it. People still listened to it. It was still like some talk going around like, oh man, SZA just dropped. But it was an old album. It was just a deluxe of the old album. It was good. Don't get me wrong. I listened to it. It was good. But it was an old album. So, yeah, pretty much they're saying that they did that to like hold us off and make more money. Because like, yeah, we don't have to give you the new stuff right now. We could give you some like old stuff and then still have you guys like, it's all like a money grab for them, I guess. And I just hope that they don't pull a Kanye and then say that they're going to drop the album and then pull it back again like Kanye did with Donda. I think Donda didn't drop until like 2 years after it was supposed to. Because I remember being, this was like before COVID, I think. I want to say it was before COVID, and he was supposed to drop Donda, and he didn't drop Donda until after COVID in 2021. And even when he dropped Donda, he still kept putting it off for like weeks, I think. And even though he was still doing the listening parties, he was still postponing the music. So I just hope that they don't give SZA the same type of situation. But the song that she put out called Blind, so good. Also very, very good. It's just, we're just excited for anything new SZA, because she's one of those artists that really kind of transcends like everything that's going around, you know, in the music world. She's just one of those forces that's just like, and then as a person, as an energy, she's just like, you're drawn to her. You just want to see anything that she does. So I'm very happy to see this new music and see what kind of messages are in there and see what kind of just content she's going to put out. You know, what kind of substance she's going to put in the album. I don't know the context of what the album is or what the theme of it is or, you know, what it's going to be about, because I think that Control definitely had a theme. And I know she had those little nuggets of her grandma speaking within each song, like before each song and stuff like that, or after each song. So I'm just hoping that whatever theme she decides to go with, if she does go with one, it's something that captures me, you know. Maybe SOS stands for something, you know. Maybe it's SZA, I don't know, on something, I don't know. But yeah, that's just what I'm hoping. But Control was a good album. Control was a really good album. Also, that Solange album that she put out with Cranes in the Sky, that also was a good album. But I think that someone told me that SZA directed the music video for Cranes in the, or no, I got that all wrong. I think Solange directed SZA's music video. Let me look that up really quick. Solange direct SZA music video. Oh, okay. So yeah, Solange was directing for SZA. Okay, got that wrong. Sorry, my apologies. See, don't be quoting me on nothing I be saying. I just be talking, you know. I just be sharing my thoughts. But yeah, I love both of them. Great artists. Fantastic. Yes. Moving on. It's Christmas time. It is Christmas season. This is one of the first Christmases in a while that I just felt, I want to say, at ease. And I'm a big Christmas guy. I'm a huge Christmas guy. I love Christmas. I've loved Christmas for so long. I remember being in high school when I was like 15, 16. And like it would be summertime and I'd be listening to Christmas music. And I know that the reason why I was like that or I loved it so much is because of the nostalgia that Christmas gives me. It just takes you back to a time where you're a child and nothing matters, and you know that it's just pure bliss and pure happiness that you feel around the Christmas season. I just love that so much. But this was one of the first years in a while that I didn't feel like any pressure when it came to Christmas, because Christmas is great, but I feel like that it's so commercialized that it becomes less about the spirit and the energy and just the happiness of Christmas, and it becomes more about get these gifts bought, buy all these gifts, you know, get this sale, and then the commercials are throwing it in your face like, oh, it's holiday season, come in and get 30% off this and that, and you know, and almost becomes like this forced like feeling of Christmas. And that's why I like to celebrate Christmas maybe a little bit before Christmas, because once it becomes the actual Christmas season, it gets kind of like uncomfortable, a little stressy, you know. But this year is the first year that I haven't really felt that. I've genuinely felt good in the Christmas spirit. Maybe it's because I have a Christmas tree, an actual Christmas tree this year in my apartment. That could be it. Or maybe it's just because I'm not putting pressure on myself. But this year I feel really good about Christmas. I'm very happy, I'm very blessed, and I'm very thankful. So I just have a lot to be thankful for this Christmas. And I'm actually going to do Christmas at my house this year. I'm going to have my family come to me this year. So my family, they live 15 minutes from me. And so I just decided to invite everybody over here for Christmas instead of going over there like we usually do, just to switch it up, something different. Now, my apartment is very small. I'm not going to lie. My apartment is very small. It's not much room in here, but I think it'd be interesting and kind of fun to have Christmas in a different place as opposed to how we always do it every year. So they were down and they all agreed to it. So we're going to have Christmas over here and it's going to be a good time. And I'm going to get some more decorations, probably going to cater some food. And I'm the Christmas guy in my family, so I think that it's going to be really cool to just have Christmas hosted by me. I'm excited for that. That's what I'm really excited for, you know. And I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies every single night. I think I fell asleep to watching the Santa Claus. I've been watching the Santa Claus. I've been watching Home Alone. I haven't got a chance to watch A Christmas Story yet. That's one of my favorites. I remember watching A Christmas Story for the first time when I was a little boy. I was a little tiny kid, and I watched A Christmas Story. And I don't know why, but I feel like maybe it's just because I related to Alfie, or I felt a connection to the character or something like that. But I've always just loved A Christmas Story. Like, I used to say that was one of my favorite movies ever. So yeah, I'm excited to watch that one this year. It's on HBO Max, so I'm gonna definitely check that out this year. And also The Grinch. Now, The Grinch is one that I feel like I've seen so much that it lost its appeal. So I think I didn't watch it at all last year. And I'm going to try to watch it this year and see if it still, and I get that feeling back that I used to get when I used to watch it. But I think that I watched it so much that it lost its effects, because I just know what's going to happen, you know. I used to crack up laughing at The Grinch. I used to like die laughing every time I watched The Grinch. But now it's just to the point where it's like I've seen it so many times, it doesn't really get me like it used to, you know. So probably watch that one today or tomorrow if I can't watch it today, but I'll probably watch it tomorrow if I have some time. What else? I love Home Alone. I love Home Alone. That's one of my favorites, obviously. What's another one of my favorite Christmas movies? I don't know. But just in general, Christmas is one of my favorite times of the year. And I just hope that everybody has a good Christmas, no matter what your situation is. I hope that you find a way to make it a good Christmas. And then New Year's is coming up, which is wild. Like, these years, I feel like maybe it's because I'm an adult now. And when you're in school and when you're in grade school and things like that, the years tend to not fly by as fast, or they might feel like they take longer because you're in school and because you don't really have any control over your life, maybe. But as an adult, these years just fly by. Like, before I knew it, I'm 26. Like, where did the time go? I literally just graduated high school as a 17-year-old kid, and now I blink my eyes, and I'm 26, and I'm living on my own, and I'm doing what I want. I have a podcast now, stuff like that. It's just interesting to see how fast your life can just pass by you when you're an adult. And so I'm just really trying to stay, present in each moment and take it all in. But 2022 has been an interesting one for me, for sure. When I look back at all the years, 2019, rough one for me. 2020, difficult. Definitely difficult. 2021, beautiful year for me. 2021, I have to put it up there as like one of the best years of my life, maybe the best year of my life, because that year I was so balanced. I just felt so present. I felt so good. My life just didn't feel like there was any weight on my shoulders. I just felt free. I felt happy. I felt at peace. I felt grounded. I felt blessed. I was getting so many beautiful opportunities. I was just in a very, very good and healthy place. It was just such a nice, just chef's kiss year for me. 2022 has been interesting. I don't want to put it down as a bad year, but it's been a year full of challenge and a year full of it wasn't, but I don't want to make this year to seem like it was a bad year, because it wasn't. It just wasn't as feel good as last year was, because there was a lot more sacrifice and a lot more just challenge in this year. I made it through perfectly fine, but there was a lot more going on for me. I started the year off, I had a really good job at a really amazing company, and I chose to leave that job to pursue a career in art and dance. So that was definitely just an interesting way to start the year. But through that, there was a lot of challenge, but I made it through, and I don't regret it, because although it was a challenging year, so much good came out of it. Like, the amount of things that I got to accomplish this year, and the amount of people that I've met and opportunities that I've had, it's one for the books. This has been one for the books. I'm so blessed. I'm just so blessed, that this year, and even through all the hard times, I've always made it out on top of each one. That's amazing to me. I've truly made it through everything that I went through this year, and I've been very resilient, and I've just never given up, and I never let myself down or let anything get the best of me. I've kind of just just be patient, just wait it out. It's going to be all okay, and it all has. So I'm very thankful for this year. It's just truly been a beautiful year for me. I feel like this year the biggest thing for me has had to be just living with gratitude. Just being grateful. So much can change when you change your mindset to gratitude. When you wake up with gratitude, you're so much more appreciative, and you tend to not look at all the negatives in your life, and you're able to put your mind in a place of like, I'm happy. Life isn't that bad. And I have so much that I could complain about. I have a lot of things that I can complain about, but I have that much more that I could be grateful for, Life is good. And then even like just thinking about next year, I got some really good news earlier this week. And just starting off next year is going to be a really good year. I'm going to start it off at a really good place. And I'm just so thankful. Because when I think about who I've been and where I've come from and the kid that I used to be, like 17-year-old me was such a dreamer. He was such a dreamer. He had all these goals and all these ambitions and things that he wanted to do and people he wanted to see and just experiences that he wanted to experience. But you just never know what's going to happen. And to know that right now I'm getting to kind of live my dreams a little bit and do the things that I've always wanted to do and just be in the places and be around the right people. I'm truly thankful. I'm very thankful. A lot of people don't get to do what I do. A lot of people don't even get to halfway of where I've been. I know that there's so much more for me to accomplish and so much more for me to do, and I'm not done yet, but 17-year-old me is definitely proud. Even 9, 10-year-old me is proud. To think about what I've done, he'd be so happy with me. He would be so happy with me. So yeah, just be grateful, because it's so very easy to be, get used to your life and then just be like, oh, I want more. I want something different. I want this. I want that. And maybe, you might deserve those things, but also remember where you came from. And don't let the things that you have just become a numb feeling to you. There's a point where I didn't have any of this. There's a point where I didn't have the life that I have. It was a point where I didn't have the career that I have. It was a point where I didn't have a lot of the things that I'm thankful for today. And just the fact that I have what I have and I am who I am and I've come from where I've come from and the situations that I was in, and a lot of the times I had to believe in myself and no one else believed in me. And I was my only support system. It's hard, So I'm thankful for what I have. So yeah, I want to just remind everybody to live their life with gratitude. Make a list of all the things you're grateful for. Stay present. Because life is dope. And it's going to flash by you before you know it. Like, before you know it, you're going to be 10 years has passed. Everything that you were, experiencing is now over. You can't do all the things that you used to. So just soak it in. Just soak all of this in. It is a beautiful life. It is a beautiful, beautiful experience. Something that I'm just grateful for. I'm just being very happy with what I have and where I've come from. And I know I've said that like 10 times already, but no, real stuff, like for real. Like I'm being very serious. Like, just be thankful. And next year, I don't know what's in store, but I know that where I am now is only gonna be a tiny, it's only a stepping stone. I know that next year I'm just gonna be in a whole different place. Things are gonna be beautiful for me. And I want that same thing for you. I want that same thing for you. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going. So I'll wrap this up here. I'll start to wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I appreciate you. This is a new journey for me. Something that I'm very passionate about and I'm very thankful for. If you have a second of your time, please leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Please leave a comment on the YouTube video. And if you're enjoying this podcast, just shoot me a message to let me know. Follow the podcast on TikTok and Instagram. All those links will be down in the description. And follow me on my personal Instagram if you'd like. That's also in the description. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay happy, stay positive, be grateful. And I'll see you next time. Bye.